I'm going to say that there's maybe like a 30% chance that WINSTRIKE would actually win this map. I think it's possible, but it's quite unlikely. You know, I don't see it happening that quickly, sadly.
I agree with you. I think 30 to 40% might be the most we can give, but of course, it also depends on the knife round, as we're going to see who will start on the CT side. And, well, the CT side slightly favored still. You dare to say, but with NEMIGA and WINSTRIKE both being quite active on that T side, it might just be that it will be more T-sided after all.
And we'll have to see that in a moment now, as we are getting into this, as we see the first few stabs coming in. Oh, definitely a big NEMIGA favor there, as Elian gets stabbed by Lollipop in the end. We see NEMIGA, they start off well. They get the knife round in their favor. And we'll have to see if the knife round is just what they need to start off well on Mirage.
Of course, this is their own map pick, so you would expect them to be stronger than they were on towards Dust 2. But we would have expected them to be stronger on this 2 as well. They lost 16-8. We're only able to get 1 round on their CT side against the 8 on the side of WINSTRIKE. That's way too little. That's almost painful, to say the least, if you're looking as a NEMIGA fan.
Exactly, you know, you expect better from NEMIGA, basically. That's kind of the whole problem. Like, I mean, I will admit, we also hype them up quite a lot. You know, we really give them a lot of credit, and we really, I'd say, expect quite a bit from them. But I'd say in a way that it is deserved, you know, in the sense that NEMIGA, they've shown themselves so much in the past, so we know that they can do it. So with that, you know, they get, you know, that pressure put upon them, sort of, I suppose.
WINSTRIKE wants to go for an A execute. There's 4 players close by, standing from the NEMIGA side, not having a single defuse kit. Jo in Sandwich, 1 player on the Shadow, and Jo will be taken out quite swiftly. Speedex tries to tap back, and they're really not contesting him. He gets 1 before going down, as Lollipop also has a frag of his own. But now we have a 3-on-3 situation. Bomb to be planted. Grison trying to at least dodge around as Box now takes out one of his teammates. But look at the health on the line. Same goes for Lollipop, we have to also reiterate. Box gets another 1 tap on towards Grison. Only a line alive, he's on 4 HP. This should be no problem whatsoever, as they're just forcing the defuse. It's on a default plant. There's nothing he can do, and he knows it. He's trying to save it, and well, with the armor, maybe he can just force up a little bit better with the rest of his team. Of course, now possibly buy an AK for himself without head armor. I think that would still be a favorable buy for himself. I think that would be a very hefty investment that could pay off. Yet, WINSTRIKE now being 1-0 behind, most likely don't really feel too well about this half to start. Yet we also have to mention, on Dust 2, the first pistol also went in favor of NEMIGA, and WINSTRIKE still was able to come back. Indeed, the AK will be bought for a Lion. 2 Galils, a Scout as well as a UMP for Nickelback, who really loves that weapon.
Oh yeah,
we're not too sure about it still.
Ooh. Wait, was it Nickelback who had that really ugly skin on it? No, right? That was someone from Copenhagen Flames, wasn't it?
I think so, yes. But we do see like with attack on towards Box already. That means he's already towards 30 HP, and that's from the get-go. Nothing much to do against it.
No, there's well, no, like you say, you know, that's just utility damage. He doesn't really stand much of a chance to really counter that unless he just doesn't stand on, you know, the default spots to stand on, basically. We'll have to see if that really turns out to be a problem, I think, is what remains to be seen. Right now, though, NEMIGA, they are off to that good start. They got that pistol round in. I'll have to see if WINSTRIKE can now quite immediately turn that back around. They did get that bomb plant, so they have been able to buy pretty well, I'll say, but let's see now if they can make that buy work.
Jo now standing by in towards window as well, trying to hold the angle in case there would be a boost. Here's, of course, Grison jump and not get on the ladder, as he is in the ladder room. And Jo should be worried, because, of course, if the player would move through, he would be tagged up quite easily. Still, it's going to be a B-take coming down from WINSTRIKE, of course, possibly expected, as they did make those jumping noises. And look at the stack coming down from NEMIGA. There's 1 player boosted onto his side. There's Speedex now going down to Bondek. Very good frag, but Box on low HP. Still standing here as MBS now goes down his first frag in favor of Box. Should have most likely waited a little bit longer, because now they know we'll get a frag as well. Doesn't really give too much time for the rest of his team to be in a position. Jo will get 1, but will be traded out as Lollipop, of course, now also with a frag onto his Grison. 1v2 remains, but he will be waited upon by a Lion, who, of course, mollies the door, so he knows he has to go through the window.
Yeah, but even then, I would have, well, I think I would have waited it out a little bit if I was him, because you're going to know that if the one places Molly, they're going to be looking at the other one.
Yeah.
Maybe try to... Well, I'd wonder if he would have had the time to really rotate over, just quickly sprint through and try and go via short instead. But that would have been risky.
Well, we do see two Deagles to come out, a P250, a Scout, and an MP9. Forced by back from the NEMIGA after losing against the Force by a WINSTRIKE, who played it out really nicely. Had a tag onto his box early, and then just went for a B execute. Despite there many players being there from the side of NEMIGA, they were able to get the first frag due to SpeedAC jumping, and from that point onwards, they didn't lose it anymore. Christian moving up with the AK in hand will be taken out by SpeedAC, and that's a very clean kill. Also, Lollipop taking down Bondik, as it's seemingly going in favor of whatever team is forcing next. There will be some more shots going down towards Lecky. SpeedAC with another frag as Jo takes down Elian as well, leaving only Nickelback alive with a 1v3. He now goes for the first frag, but he just can't make it work. With 9 bullets left, he will be taken down by NDS. There are 3 players alive. 2 AKs to be saved as well. So from us, NEMIGA is doing rather well.
That is so much money saved for NEMIGA by recovering those weapons. You know, that's a very solid play by them there. And now we do see them taking that advantage. So the Force does work out. And, you know, I would, oh, no, I'm going to keep that to myself. I wanted to make some really bad Star Wars joke or something, but no.
Oh, please do.
No.
I like Star Wars.
Like, yeah, it's great, but it's something, it's like half in my head, you know, like how clearly NEMIGA can use the Force.
Ooh.
But the Force, you know, the Force May is still quite a ways away. It starts off well, though, once again. SpeedAC and Jo, they hold it off, but Bondik has some really good answers to that hold. Being tagged up quite a bit himself, though. Double kill for him coming in, and I put in a little bit on ace happening in this round, so I do expect some players to show up at this point.
Oh, you're biting on them actually making it work. I do remember the first day of the groups, you putting in
but those
a lot of money on towards ace.
Yeah, those were absurd amounts. Like
you were like, oh, those odds are so high. Imagine if it would work out.
What if it does work out?
If it would have worked out, you'd been rich.
Yeah, true.
Or at least the community would have been.
The community, yeah.
Well, you can see Lollipop now splitting out the players on towards Palace, and Nate comes in. That's a lot of damage already being dealt. And we see 2 low HP players remaining, yet they do get a frag in. But look at the player already coming down in Palace. That's a flank to come in late in towards the round from the side of NEMIGA. And MDS still coming down from Connector will at least keep the players at bay. Spock's taking down Lecky. They know where Chris most likely will be. He gets the first frag, now tries to turn around. He knows that the player will be on towards the balcony. They're still taking into account that Chris can move as well. And that means we now have a 2-on-2 in RJ. Indeed, whatever team forces wins the round.
That is just insanity, though. How did NEMIGA throw something like that? They actually had the player advantage for a moment there.
Oh, yes.
But it was just gone. Oh, that is so silly by NEMIGA. And I don't know. I'm surprised by how they're playing this out. You know, I expected a stronger NEMIGA to show up now, and it just looks like they aren't there. Look at how low HP Kristen was as well. You know, like Boxes had to be looking the right way, and he would have needed to put what
1.5 bullets.
Yeah, 1.5 bullet space.
Well, Lecky now moves up towards short. Will get a decent stack on towards SpeedAC. And it's going to be a slow push nonetheless. There will be a player in towards the ladder room. MDS standing by, and he's still there. His Deagle could make a frag as he does spot the player close by. Gets the frag and gets out. It's so weird that this Force Fest is still happening. As NEMIGA, of course, first had that pistol round, lost the Force. Then they figured we forced ourselves, lost the Force. Then WINSTRIKE said, you know what?
We'll force.
They won the Force, and now NEMIGA says, well, we've lost against the Force by, what do?
We force.
And the great thing is that still neither of the teams really have decent weapons. There are 2 AKs on the side of WINSTRIKE, don't get me wrong. They had a Galil as well on towards Lecky. But there's still, of course, the AWP not coming in. There will still be a very good chance that with these rounds going back and forth, WINSTRIKE can win this map, because they've won the previous one, 16-8. They're doing really well. And of course, them playing on the T side now might mean they have a lead for later, as Bondik now takes down SpeedAC as well. This might just be that they win 2 rounds in a row. Can you even imagine, RJ?
No, that would be utter insanity. I don't understand what's happened to NEMIGA. They have such a good track record on Mirage, and right now, it's looking like that track record is just nowhere to be found. Bondik gets another good frag. Lollipop here. He does manage to throw it a little bit back along with Jo. Bondik, he just continues. The absolute madman.
Well, you can't stop the rock as Alliance gets the last 2 frags on towards Lollipop, and Jo as it will be eventually the lead for the first time in this map over on WINSTRIKE. And the odds are still in their favor. They have won that first map. And I'm still surprised in what fashion they did it. I keep saying 16-8, as we do see now a Zeus to come out from MDS.
Wonderful. Let's see how that thing is going to work out then.
I do like my Zippity Zappities, as of course we're waiting for NEMIGA to possibly get something in return. Hopefully for them, just a little bit of financial damage. It would be great. But if WINSTRIKE just plays this out cleanly with those Mech 10s, they can rack up a lot of money.
We'll have to see this in a moment now. That would indeed be very cash money for them.
Oh.
But we'll see if that does actually work out, because, oh, well, away goes the Zeus. We've seen things go quite interestingly on Ecos, case in point. There's already 2 people down on the WINSTRIKE side, but Speedak here, he does get checked in the back, and indeed Lackey does manage to take him out. That now leaves only Jo, who has, of course, gotten himself a free Mac 10, but who right now will, at the very best, maybe get 1 more frag, and for the rest we'll have to save, although no one's really... Oh, wait. I am thinking, the whole time I'm thinking that someone's going to come out a window there and surprise him. But this, he doesn't win this engagement. Allion takes him out, and WINSTRIKE grabbed the 4th round. Oh, wow. That is... Ooh.
I like it.
That's adding insult to injury, you know. That is just too much.
I like it a lot. Just a little bit of electricity to get a spark between the players. As we do see a 4-2 lead. WINSTRIKE is doing well. Now buy up an SG on towards Lecky as well after he died with his Mac 10. Nickelback, however, still keeps that weapon in hand, and he's not really fragging so terribly well in this map. Maybe later on he will bring it back, as well they are against 5 and 4s. No ADBP on the side of NEMIGA. None either, of course, on the side of WINSTRIKE as the nades fly in. Bucks will be tagged up. More nades will, of course, fly in as well. Bring him to 31 HP. And the first non-direct engagement has been won by the side of WINSTRIKE, with Bucks standing in the smoke, waiting for possibly a boost to be spotted out. And of course, also the players move in. Nickelback goes down to Speedak in towards the ladder room. That's the opening frag in favor of the side of NEMIGA. And they really need to win those opening frags. But I don't understand why Bucks is overextending. Why he's going to spray for a player he doesn't even know where he is. And that's just a very easy equalizer.
Quite easy indeed, but we'll see now. So far, it's still equal on the ground here. You know, you've got that 4v4. These players are at equal numbers, and I'd say pretty much equal weapons as well, you know? Like, you see rifles on both sides. Yeah, actually, it's the SG as well in the hands of Lackey. MDS here, he tries, but he doesn't get the frag. Does deal a bit of damage, though. Ahead, goes to the engagement, frags out MDS. Is he going to get the player on short as well? Oh. Yes, he does! Speedak taken out. Bondic, relentless. And it feels as if WINSTRIKE has realized the pressure is on. If they win this map, then of course they win the match. And whilst maybe we were expecting a 2-0, we were expecting it the other way around.
Oh, indeed. WINSTRIKE seemingly so strong in Chrisen. His frags his route on point. First taking down the player on towards side. That's always going to be a hard fight, because you know he will be looking in your direction. Then checking out the player on towards short, that was insanity. The reaction time on him was quite well, as you do now see, of course, a 5-2 scoreline come in favor of WINSTRIKE. NEMIGA, they are struggling. They were struggling on the previous map. And RJ, maybe we will be struggling as well towards our Fidos GG Costa Clash.
Yeah, I wonder, because I made some really good gains today, but if I lose this, then oh boy. Oh boy, that's no bueno.
Oh, I see how much you put in.
That is no bueno, my friend.
Oh my god.
But I was so convinced of NEMIGA. Like, I was so convinced that they had this. Look, I made like a whopping 40 today.
That's nice.
But then I threw it all away again, because I'm
You've risked 20 euros.
Yeah,
for
basically,
4 euros
if I
You are a wild man, RJ. You are a wild man.
Well, I figured it's free real estate. I mean, free money.
That's maybe right, but so far it doesn't work out. Lollipop will, of course, be mollied, as he will be tagged up quite heavily. Player in the smoke, also rather low. And there's the nade. Going in towards box. And well, if you're sitting in a box and a nade flies in, there's a very good chance you die. Apparently, And that means we now have a 5-4. No damage being dealt on towards WINSTRIKE. And indirectly, once more, they just get the damage done. At the start of the round, they're doing the work. With JO standing by on towards that room, they have to take that in towards the count. But I wouldn't be surprised if they throw in a molly there, because that is something you used to see quite a lot, just to put players on towards a different angle than you might want them to be.
We'll see now what NEMIGA are going to make from this, because obviously they've only got that one M4, and for the rest it's pistols all around. But the frags are on WINSTRIKE's side. Only Lollipop can come in clutch a little bit. Now flashes off connected, but Kristen is going to be at the ready there, although it looks like more they just flash that off to cross safely. MDS here can recover the SG. Now quick cheeky look, gets one frag out of it. Nice, nice takeaway, but surprise, Nickelback's here, but he goes down. Is this? Oh boy. No, they aren't going to risk this anymore, are they?
No. There's no need to risk it because you don't have the defuse kit. But at least you've done some real damage because you took down 3 of the players on the WINSTRIKE side. Of course, WINSTRIKE has money, so they don't really care. They just wanted to get these weapons out of the hands of NEMIGA because otherwise they would have had a very easy buyback with MDS now being able, or Lollipop, whoever wants to, buy cheap AWPs for SpeedX, who can of course buy himself. But you want to alleviate pressure from that all player because his kit is just a little bit more expensive than the usual CTs.
And indeed, we'll see now what they make out of it. I do believe I saw an AWP there at the end.
Oh,
yes.
Well, I would expect it to be because you have SpeedX. He's, as we said before the match, insane on both the rifle and the AWP, but I actually bring 2 AWPs to the table.
Okay, double AWP. Let's see if this investment works though, because that is, it's a bit of a risky one, you know. Like you always wonder if that's going to work out because it is a heavy money investment. But so far, we only see some damage on SpeedX, not much more.
Well, SpeedX now going to 44 HP. Not too great, but not too terrible either, because with the AWP it's easier to at least convert in towards a frag. It's a little bit of 50-50. He's not happy, he's not sad, he's just a little bit hurt to the core. As I was hurt to the core when Nexus lost against Team Secret.
Aww, I was already thinking it, you know.
Nightmares, RJ, nightmares.
Oh, you're going to be okay tonight. Do you need a, maybe you should, would that be something that they said, like an emergency teddy bear? So you have something to hug at night.
You actually have that with the Dutch police.
Yeah, I know they do. That's also what I just thought of. But I do wonder if you go to one of those. I don't know how to say this in English. A night store, you know, where they sell. Like, yeah, but I don't know if I don't think they'd sell teddy bears. I'm afraid.
Oh well, you can't have everything. Maybe
No.
I'll just call the Dutch police to bring a trauma bear, as they actually call it, over to me and make me feel happy again. Lollipop standing by on towards the default position. Jo takes down Lecky, but oh, look at this. It's just Kristen moving in time and time again with an incredible speed. And Box will at least deny the plan for now. But for now might not mean forever. As the bomb has just been left there by Kristen, now moves back once more and then goes for a plant towards CT. But there's no player coming from CT, so there's no problem. As there will be an AWP from SpeedX, and yes, almost running in towards his barrel. And they want to go for a save. This means NEMIGA once more loses a round. 7-2 already coming in from the side of WINSTRIKE. And their momentum flying, RJ, just flying.
Like a bird.
In the sky.
Free in the sky. But we'll see now what that will give NEMIGA. They definitely have a loss here, and it could very well be starting to look like a very clear first half in WINSTRIKE's favor. And it is insane because, you know, you look at those statistics again. 81% win rate for NEMIGA on Mirage, and a whopping 33 for WINSTRIKE. WINSTRIKE, they won it on the, well, 3 of the 9 times that they actually played Mirage. They managed to get on top of it, but it feels as if, you know, NEMIGA, they just aren't showing up. They aren't performing. I will admit, WINSTRIKE seems pretty strong as well on their sites. You know, like the moment that they get on their site, you see the double peaks coming in, the frags, the holds, they're very much on point. They have really good site control. But still, NEMIGA, you'd expect better from them.
Yeah, but what you say with those double peaks? That's something I also highlighted after the first match. On Dust, you saw NEMIGA play pretty solo.
Yeah.
And WINSTRIKE, they're really moving in as a team. Their communication is on key. They're having that buddy-buddy system that you never run solo. You'll always have a friend in me. As Nate comes in, Nickelback doesn't really care too much because it's only 5 HP gone down the drain. But still, there will be that SG standing by from MDS. He's holding an awkward angle from the bench as there will be flashes. Another utility fly in, and that means he has to fall back. J with the break gets down one, and of course also the bump. So that might be huge as MDS also has the follow-up on towards Lackey. Wants to go for more possibly. It's going to be J also taking down Chris, and this time you do see NEMIGA actually get those 1v1s in. And then, of course, you also see a very different turnout of events in towards this round, with MDS just going for the aggression, gets another frag, and should have gone down there to Bondic, but he will fall to Lollipop. And that's a clean round now from NEMIGA, just when we criticize them. It's always the same.
Cast the curse.
Yep.
It's a thing. It's a real thing. You can't deny its existence. I do find it, you know, you do say the 1v1s, and a part of them were 1v1s, but you also see it, like, for example, I believe it was Lollipop who came with the frag as Box, I think, just hopped down. And that is also kind of teamwork, you know, like the re-peeking. If you know that there's an enemy there and he's kind of still distracted by the fact that one of your teammates just jumped down, you can peek in and you can rather quickly frag him down. So that is like the kind of team play that you can expect from NEMIGA. And we'll see now if we can see more of that. But oh, this aggressiveness! Oh, what?
Ooh, that should have been punished from Lackey, but they were just too close to the wall. Jo and Lollipop both low, as Lackey, of course, now peeks in himself. That's the first frag. Look at the pressure coming down towards the A side as well. It's going to be Speedak taking down Nickelback. And Speedak with yet another on towards Bombing. NEMIGA finally making something happen, yet Jo also with the follow-up. Most likely brings it to a 4-7. And WINSTRIKE is now slowly starting to struggle, but WINSTRIKE, they still have a little bit of money, yet I don't think they have enough to buy if they don't get this bomb plant down. And where is the bomb, you might ask me? Well, it's on the A side. So that bomb plant, not seeming too likely, as MDS will be chased down by Lackey, and I think he heard the noise. And I think he should have gotten the kill, because he didn't.
No, that was surprising, really. MDS was anticipating that, but didn't really finish it off. Maybe Box here, though, can now start to take a peek at the market. See what's in store today. Oh. See what they have on offer, what their selection is of perhaps, I don't know, fancy weaponry or something. Seems fitting for the game. But it looks to be that NEMIGA will just wait this one out and get the win here, whilst WINSTRIKE, well, saves this one out. Of course, they both are quite low. A Lion at only 18 HP and a Lackey only 24, but they do have that AK and, of course, the AWP with a healthy chunk of utility and quite a bit of armor as well.
Well, you do say a healthy chunk of utility, but a lot of health they actually don't, so they're going for that save.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to be WINSTRIKE now losing out on some money, but Lackey can buy an AK for one of his teammates. Bombdick can buy himself as well. And Nickelback, he will be able to buy an AK and armor without any utility. So, I dare to say, still a decent buy from WINSTRIKE. They just do lack some utility on their side. But still, you can at least put that pressure in their aim. If some team game has been strong. This should have been a rout, however, if they would have been able to get those frags in. Lackey does not really daring to commit. And then seeing Jo survive, that was key, because Jo at the end even got a frag himself and was able to keep that A side on towards lockdown. As we said, there will be a buy, there will be those AKs. Nobody actually taking a deal to buy more utility, which is, of course, a understandable choice. Or actually, there is a little utility on towards Nickelback. I was just kidding you.
No, it's okay. You got to test me sometimes. Make sure that I'm on my. I'm actually still paying attention. That's okay. That makes sense. Now we'll see, though. Oh, Speedak here. That was a lucky survival from him. I believe Lackey put down a shot there. Now gets flashed out. Speedak here. Waits it out. Isn't gonna peek. Will only peek when the time is right. But of course, that does mean that now there will be... Oh, Lackey goes through that smoke. That's a bold move, but it does end up working out as he goes to the frags, gets the one, but not the second, as Jo refrags him rather quickly. Now looks ahead and spots people top mid, doesn't die because, oh, that's the perfect lineup for a headshot. A Lion, though, immediately re-peaks. Kristen goes down by the hands of Jo, who is on a bit of a roll so far. Could he be looking at an ace?
Well, I will be happy for you.
Yes, I would be happy for me. We'll see, though, what it's going to be. Jo already quite low HP. And I'd say with that, you know, we have to see how he plays this one out. He is in a bit of a dangerous spot, although he's actually fallen back a little bit by now, gone more towards that site. I think taken up maybe that CT side there on the A site. Oh, no. Yeah, you know. Yeah, it is, actually.
Don't doubt yourself, RJ. You're a smart lad. As the players are on shore, there will be most likely an expected push to come into B. And MDS is standing there for just a time as he then will fall down. Two mollies going in towards the market window, meaning that JO can still move past the door. He's moving up. He's on low HP, as we know. And the Lion will actually get the round in. And was this, I dare to say, a 2-2-4? I think it was.
Yep, it was. Or 2-3. It was an advantage from NEMIGA anyhow that they kind of threw away there, you know?
Yeah, but also, I have to say, WINSTRIKE played this out very poorly. Look at his 1v1 peaks coming in on towards JO. He's getting so many of them.
Yeah, There's still an advantage, but it's just such a shame when you see NEMIGA, like, toss it away like this, basically.
Oh, yes.
That's what they're doing, you know? And I feel like NEMIGA still, they aren't playing as what we used to from them, you know? They do still try that aggressiveness sometimes, but they just can't really pull it off successfully this time. And with that, I'm still leaning towards WINSTRIKE. You know, they're really looking favorable in this first half. They've got the 4-round advantage right now. They've got a definite half advantage. And with that, going into the second half, going into the second half in a few rounds, like, I wonder how things are going to look. You know, what's NEMIGA going to do on that T side? They're going to have to put down a really strong T side to actually prove that they can win it out from WINSTRIKE. Oh dear.
Oh dear. Box is standing by. That smoke soon to dissipate. And there's two players just standing there having a high T. And he's looking a little bit too high, and it will be one frag towards Nickelback. That's good. Problem is that he then goes down. We also see Speedak now takes down Chris, and that is actually the turn of events NEMIGA needs. As with the bomb, through the smoke, goes Lecky. Their remaining player with the AWP line has actually gone towards short and might be wanting to contest towards B. Because if he does that, there might be a little bit of an rotate coming down from the NEMIGA side, but he's now a little bit too late because there's actually a player on towards short as well, trying to push close towards the bricks. When I spot the line, he still gets a frag. And now, there might be a chance.
We'll have to see that in a moment. It's a 3v3, equal numbers player-wise. And here, Lollipop does manage to frag out Lackey, have bomb control now. Bondik is going to have to push up to try and recover that bomb, which will be quite negative for him, I believe. As he has to go for a spray battle, but Speedak is holding down that angle. And what?
Oh my god.
Okay, Bondik.
He's insane. Now goes for the plant, covered off by his teammate in Lion, but he's not holding the right angle, but he moves in at the right time. WINSTRIKE win yet another round, RJ. And they're now 9-4 ahead on the map pick of their opponents. And they're so strong. Look at them. Lion being able to carry them out of some predicaments. But Bondik also doing the amazing work that he needs to do to keep his team alive. And they managed to work with a buddy-buddy system. Whereas NEMIGA still peeking solo, just like they did on Dust 2. They're not fixing that issue, and that's going to be quite painful for him. As Nickelback still on 2 frags, but at least he's helping out his teammate mentally, right?
Right, that's something. But we'll see now what NEMIGA will make from the tail end of this first half. Lion there takes out Box, and once again it is a bad start to the round by NEMIGA. They've lost a player, they don't have the economy, and you see something that you're going to point out right as I hand it over to you.
Why does JO buy an AWP and armor?
I have no idea. It's
so weird. Of course they have max loss bonus, so Speedak most likely can buy an AWP and oh my god.
Bondik. I mean, it doesn't matter that much, you know. WINSTRIKE, they still have the man advantage, so a bit of a failed molly hero there isn't the end of the world. They can work around that. We'll see now though. Ooh, Lollipop here, he could get the drop on him, but he is going to fall further back now. You can see that bomb being thrown around like a hot potato. But Cheo here, can hold off that angle. This round could still turn in favor of NEMIGA depending on how WINSTRIKE pushes onto the side.
Yes.
They've still got quite a bit of utility though, has to be said, and you're going to see that being used out now. And now Cheo here, he's flashed off. Still flashed off. Can't aim because, you know, he's flashed off. And now utility well used by WINSTRIKE. Repeat is going to be there. Lollipop did get 1 frag, but now Bondik along with Nickelback clear out the site, leave only MDS alive, and he's in mid. P250 in his hands. Probably reconsidering life right now, hoping that maybe somewhere he could maybe find a weapon. But that's about the best he can hope for. And
the
even
big trigger for me in this round was JO playing close with the AWP. And he didn't get any support. There was a player in Shadow, but he couldn't do anything. Lollipop was just chilling. And then the other teammate, I believe in CT, wasn't able to help him out either. There would have been an engagement. You'd expect maybe a player is sandwich or just one playing close. At the moment they start pushing, you either get a refrag or just get 2 frags of your own. But at this moment in time at AWP, it was instant to be refragged. There was no chance he would stay alive if there would be an A take, right?
No. No, but I think as well, like there's a few more structural problems as well, like how that buy went. But indeed also, look at the utility that WINSTRIKE, they threw the utility, used it perfectly. Like you said, the AWP got fragged out, who was playing so close range. He got punished for that, and with that, you see WINSTRIKE rather deservedly as well, winning the rounds. And just gets
double wall bang towards
bang.
Bugs.
And the molly, because he whiffed.
And the nades.
So that was not meant to stay alive there, and we'll see now if once again the one-man advantage for WINSTRIKE means that they will get the round advantage.
There's 2.
Yeah, I know, there's 2.
We've always been plagued by 1 fly, yet you're now being attacked by 2. RJ, are you the fly whisperer?
Nope, I'm not.
No, you didn't get it.
Oh well, I'll just focus on the map. It's okay. I can do that. I can ignore a few annoying flies.
Yeah, doubt. Those are really these ones are really annoying.
The annoying kind.
They're very clingy.
Who decide to fly in your face? Yes.
Yeah.
I've noticed that. But still, it is what it is. Part of the job. You have to be able to ignore these things and focus on what's ahead of you.
Oh.
And that means a potential 11-4 half-end score by WINSTRIKE. Utility flying in once again. Lollipop here. Bad position. Nickelback just hops onto him and frags him with a jumping headshot through the smoke. Speedak can frag out 1 player. Gets repeat though. Misses a critical shot and is going to get pushed ahead. Does actually get Grizzon there. But Nickelback does come in the end and takes the frag. Now it's only MDS remaining. He's going towards, he's coming from the CT side. He's checking his angles. But the after plant can be played out by WINSTRIKE to perfection. They can wait it out, and it's pretty much a given. Oh, he's going to try and stick it, is he?
Yeah, but he doesn't have a defuse kit,
No.
so it doesn't really bode too well. At least he kills 1. But now the time is running out as he does kill the second, but does he still have time?
Yeah, he's got time. He's got time.
Oh my god. I already wrote down 4 to 11.
Yeah, I saw that. Actually, he does have time, right? Wait.
Nope.
Oh, wow. I thought he did have time. I underestimated how long.
It was so close. It could have gone either way. 4 to 11 will be the halftime. WINSTRIKE doing really well on their opponent's map pick, we have to say. Especially because we also have to reiterate the fact that NEMIGA won that knife round. They won the subsequent pistol round. From that point onwards, it was a little bit of a, forced fest, and they won 2 rounds in the end. From that point onwards, WINSTRIKE just were in the driver's seat. This as well, Speedak, he got 2 frags, and he just wasn't able to get back in time. Nickelback able to refrag, and that cemented the round. And of course, now a very solid lead for the side of WINSTRIKE, 11-4 ahead, going in towards the second half towards none other than the CT side. If they win the pistol, it's going to be done before you know it, RJ.
Absolutely.
And then your money will be gone.
Gone with the wind.
Is there a wind blowing today?
No, not really. I did go outside for some fresh air just now when we had a break, but yeah, it's good for like.
You're a fit boy, man. Whew.
Yeah, I did do some push-ups today as well.
If you look at you and then look at me, you're a really good fit boy. Yes,
yeah, but that's also because of the fact that I have this magic ability. I have this metabolism which just means I can eat whatever I want, and I will never I don't gain anything. It's a miracle, really, because I'm a total I'm a bit of a fat ass sometimes.
Bacon goes in, but it just disappears, as we do see also Jo disappearing. MDS, however, will get a frag in return and will be refragged himself by Nickelback. Is WINSTRIKE still in favor? And so far, it seems as if WINSTRIKE is being the stronger party. You want to say something? What is it?
Yeah, I was thinking that Speedak was going to get surprised by Lackey here, but totally not. He actually did expect that pretty well. Box here planting in front of Short. And that does mean that Bondik can't, provide anything. Ooh, Lollipop here. You can see him. He's antsy. He wants to get those frags, and he doesn't because Bondik just peeks in and headshots him straight away. He's going to get a second headshot as well. We'll have to see in a moment. The bomb is ticking, but they even still have the defuse kit on their side. And then Nickelback comes in here from B-Apps. He's got to put down some distraction, and with that, he can get the frag on Speedak because Box is obviously too occupied fighting the 2 other players on the side. And so we see WINSTRIKE get the pistol round as well, and I gotta say, this is not looking good for, it's not looking good for NEMIGA, but it's also not looking good for the money that I put in today. If there is an ace now, I'd say I'm going to break out even somewhat. Maybe.
No.
Yes.
Right?
24. No, -6.
Quick maths.
Yeah, quick maths indeed. Let's just see what NEMIGA does with. Oh, they lost the player.
Yeah, NEMIGA just rage quitting. No, he
No,
just had
no,
to
he's back.
reconnect real quick. Probably some issue with some graphics or something. Some textures not really working too well.
Yeah,
but
they better have a good excuse for this performance. I'll tell
oh
them that.
yes, indeed, 12-4 in favor of WINSTRIKE, and we shouldn't have underestimated them. They're such a strong team, and we've seen that before. Yet they struggled against Heretics, and we really base our opinions against them losing to Heretics twice.
Yeah.
But is that really a good measuring? Because Heretics, they are a very strong team. They're possibly on an equal level as NEMIGA, maybe even better, because they're still on that rising climb where they are looking to improve, as we now also see the opening kill towards Box, and that shouldn't have happened.
No, absolutely not. And it's once again a bad start to the round for NEMIGA. Bondik holds off the site. Nade comes in for Nickelback, going to deal some extra damage. Bondik gets the second frag. Nickelback gets the wall bang. There we go. And it's like clockwork almost, but it's not the good kind of clockwork. This is just NEMIGA being completely fragged out, and you can see WINSTRIKE really loving that CT side advantage as well, it seems. But the problem is as well, NEMIGA now, they won't have any money into the next round. So now, they're probably looking at a 4-14 scoreline. Lollipop is falling back. He's obviously going to save, but top mid, he's already being engaged, and indeed, Prison takes him out. And that is just a 9-round advantage for WINSTRIKE, and this is just the last thing that I saw coming today.
And they keep forcing. They figure they don't want to give that 14th round to WINSTRIKE, and I saw some Tech Knights in armor come out, RJ. That's wild. That's really wild from the side of NEMIGA.
Let's see if that actually works out, because
one eco could give them AKs. And RJ, with my, of course, vast knowledge in this game of Counter-Strike, I dare to say that AKs are better than Tech 9s.
Ooh, really now? That's a bold claim to make. Let's see if it holds true, right? I can see at least one AK on the side of WINSTRIKE here.
Oh, that's a good nade on towards Box. At least some real damage being done. Flashbang to come in. Oh, that's a very nice one. I'll use that later on. As Kristen also smoking himself up. Now still standing at that bench area. Get some support from Lackey as he gets two, and Kristen will follow up. There's nothing they can make work on the NEMIGA side. They get one frag on towards Speedak, but he goes down to a line, leaving only MDS alive, and he runs in towards the blender. And he will go down as well, 4-14. And wait, they don't have money.
Yeah, no, a surprise. And there's not even like, they barely even do any damage to WINSTRIKE. WINSTRIKE only lost Lackey. There's just, they can continue buying up. It's not a problem for them. They'll even have enough reserves now. Even if they lose like one round, they'll be able to buy again, and NEMIGA will still be facing off against those, well, terrible odds, so to speak. And you can see the Vi.GG odds for this match as well. Look at how they've turned. At one point, NEMIGA was favored. When I put in on NEMIGA, it was 1.4.
Oh.
1.2 even. So just imagine, this is just not... And now you see a deco, I guess, you can call it, because you've got your armor and your deagles.
But, RJ, can I just say, why would you now go for a sort of save where you could have done it in previous round? Be at a 4-on-14 and have AKs. I'm just so confused by the NEMIGA's decision-making here. As we do see now a little bit of a good start, of course, MDS taking the frag. And we're now going to see WINSTRIKE, of course, being quite happy to be in the lead. Yet they don't have a lot of utility. That is what is rather odd as the flashbang goes towards underpass. The players are standing by in a line, of course. Still in towards window because there's no real contest coming down until he sees the players. He moves away,
Lackey.
as it will be Lackey in a good angle if they do go for that boost, and I would imagine them to do so. Yet they can't, because JO is down. Speedak takes a frag on towards the line, also on towards Lackey.
What?
And that's now an equalizer, 3-2-3 situation. And Grison, he is moving in. Bondik will be traded out by Box, as now weapons will also be recovered. Box take that AK. Speedak will still be here on towards short, but goes down with a bomb. It is close towards the day side. One player in CT, one on towards A short, and Box knows at the moment he peeks a little bit too wide, he might die. But there's still a chance that NEMIGA can make this work. But would you imagine them to pull a 10-round comeback and then to take the lead and possibly the map? It's a very long stretch, but we've seen crazy stuff happen before. As
No.
you know that Kristen is on short, and you still go plant for a short. Oh my god, Box why? He goes down, at least he has a bomb plant. At least they have a decent buy in the next round.
But now, okay, they've got a decent buy to try and play it out to overtime, because WINSTRIKE gets the 15th round here, and NEMIGA has to win 11 rounds in a row. That is an insane amount of rounds, and not something I see. Definitely not something I see them doing anymore now. They'll have a really full buy, you know. No problem there whatsoever. But even then, like, even if now WINSTRIKE loses this round, they'll just buy again in the next. Although, no, they'll buy again in the next. Krisen has enough to drop like enough rifles, and they can make that work.
Yeah, it's a very weird situation right now, as we do have that match point for WINSTRIKE. They only need one more round. It's incredible. Some can't even believe it. As, of course, if you just tune in, you might also not believe it looking at the win rates of these teams. And Lion takes down Box as the opening crack, because once more RJ, he's running in solo. Like, he goes for some aggression, now throws in the nade as well. There's some decent damage being dealt on towards MDS. And now he just needs to fall back and play safe. But still, he got some support from short, so does he really care? No, just throws in the molly. Still keeps mid control for his team as Lollipop also goes down. MDS says, well, the player, he will be down there. I'm gonna get frag as JO really bunny hopping. I think the tilt is truly there on the side of NEMIGA. They didn't expect to win or lose this in a 2-0 fashion, and they are. They have gone down 16-4, RJ.
They won nothing in the second half.
No.
Nothing. We were confident that we were going to go to nuke. I think I dare say that we both were. You know, I can't at least help me out of it. You also.
Yeah, I also figured nuke would be on the table.
At the start, we even said, you know, oh, NEMIGA 2-0. You know, this is going to be one of the more predictable maps in the selection here. But for our last quarterfinal, this is what we saw. I believe today was an interesting day, definitely. You know, like the way this all went, I believe we should take a look at the bracket here and see, you know, NEMIGA, you would have expected this to be reversed. You know, you would have thought that this would have been 16-8 for NEMIGA and then 16-4 to really bring the point home. But